Welcome back everyone to a new video, back on Ghoosebois. The reason why I started down here in the dungeon is a specific one. There is a block called the Fulgurite. Now the Fulgurite is a block that may spawn when sand gets hit with a thunderbolt. Now I have a little pendant here that may shock attackers with lightning. And I found a little house where pillagers spawn on a desert. I stayed there for a bit, let them shoot me, so they generated thunderbolts which created these fulgurites. They don't really have a function, it just need to have them, and in addition to that they have a advancement which I wanted to get. You can't just break them with any tool. Now I got a silk touch pick, but that didn't work. So I looked around and we have another mod called Spelunkery, which adds this thing down here. The obsidian hammer and chisel. You can hold and release it, so it's sort of like a bow. And to break blocks, it says blocks drop as if mined using silk touch. Now they weren't from the same developer, at least not to my knowledge.
Nasty's editor here. Just wanted to say that the mods in question are actually created by the same developer. Along with several other projects, Ordana has developed Spelunkery, Immersive Weathering, and Create Deco. Go support their awesome work in the description.
But I thought I'd give it a try, so I crafted one, went back and broke it. And it actually worked, so for some reason that Silk Touch version worked, but the enchantment didn't, but oh well. Now I just used that as my pickaxe when walking around, so I'm currently exploring. And I've just been using that to break blocks that I want to break. Now this room down here is special in a sense that we are currently in a mine shaft. Oh, would you look at that, it actually gets implemented. So this is another mod, it makes items blink when they're roughly 20 seconds away from disappearing. So any second, there we go, they have despawned. Didn't actually think that would work on a server. Interesting. Cool. And down here is a spawner. Now of course, in vanilla Minecraft you can't break spawners, not even using Silk Touch. I believe you can already connect the dots on what I want to say, because I don't have a pickaxe with me, so I used the obsidian hammer and chisel. And as you can see, I now have a spawner. Somehow, I have a spawner. Now, I don't know what will happen if I place it, if it goes back to being a pig spawner, because that's the base spawner everything goes to. Or if it actually retained that it's a cave spider spawner, which I sort of don't hope, but it's interesting to know, because there are these zombie caves, sort of, and there are spawners in there. And like, I mean, of course, there are like the normal vanilla spawners as well, so if they retain what they spawn in, this could change how we farm mobs, how we farm. So we're gonna make it a cave spider spawner. I don't know if they actually can spawn in. They can. Oh right, I have a natural spawning out, so I just break it, like so. And now if we just place it down. Okay, so it does not store any data. Which is like one of the most, not expensive, but one of the most... So if this retains, I mean, we could also do pigs, that would be a game changer, so I do want to test that, and that is the reason why I started this. I do also want to announce another thing, because there is one new thing for this video. So, as I said in the last episode, we have a Ghoosebois YouTube channel, on which we produce bi-weekly episodes for the Ghoosebois News Network. We basically show what has happened on the server, and all of that. Now, last episode was made by Lee, which I have to say is amazing. I mean, my jaw dropped when I saw that. It was magnificent. My first episode, like, in difference to that, mine was shit. So that is really crazy what Lee did, and definitely do go check it out. That was, to say, Lee's test episode, because Lee asked me if I was actually looking for an editor, and funnily enough, I was. So this episode will actually be the first one edited by Lee. So I do want y'all to give Lee maybe a quick feedback in the description how you find his editing style, and if this is the way you'd want it to be edited. Now of course, give constructive feedback, no bad-mouthing or whatever. I don't want to have any of that. So I just want to see how this goes, and I believe it will be a great addition course, to the server because my editing skills are lacking, to say the least. Really happy that we actually got together and found something which works for both of us. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes and work from there. But yeah, Ghoosebois Season 5, next episode, edited by Lee. Okay, so little shift in plan. Basically, as you can see, I have a few pumpkins stacked up behind me because we're about to do something which I have to be honest, I did not expect me to do today. So I got into contact with Lee and we've got the go, basically, to make some spawn eggs. Now, I programmed them in, so we now have custom recipes to make spawn eggs, but of course, so it's not like an easy way to get them, I've made them quite expensive. As you can, for example, see with the Hoglin spawn egg, which I, for some reason, still have here. This is the crafting recipe. So we need 1 egg, 4 diamonds, another star, and 3 of the corresponding items. So we have Hoglins with tallow, skeletons with bones, zombies with rotten flesh, and golems with iron ingots. And crossbows for pillagers because they drop money. So we need some wither skulls, wither stars. We've got the skulls. I've made a farm, which sort of works. We have a mod installed that makes custom nether fortresses, and for some reason that breaks the spawn rate, so it's weird, but it does work, and that's what counts. So, yeah, I wanted to do that with Mystery Zip, but he just left, so we're gonna do that alone. And, so we're not completely alone. I'm gonna make some iron golems. I just got back here to grab some shears, because got all of them stacked in here. Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty, put this back. Now, this will amount to 5 withers, so 5 stars. Now, I was thinking of just going YOLO and doing them all at once. However, with my luck, and considering I'm wearing diamond armor, I'm gonna do them one by one. This is gonna be fun. Let's do this. Fellas, you should not stop into the way of this bow. Easy, boom, bam. Right, did not expect that to work that smoothly, but I'm quite happy that it did, so let's make some spawn eggs. So, let's see, we should now have a... Right, doesn't get shown because I don't have it unlocked, so we need to do it manually. So, another star there, 4 there, egg in the middle, and these around. Boom! Zombie spawner! Imagine that, for once we need more diamonds. Boom, 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 boom. Don't need tripwires, need crossbows on the sides, that guy there, and it does work. Pillager! Lovely! Look at these two! Body, really cool. Really neat. Oh, that guy actually has a crossbow. Would you look at that? Cool to know. Okay, so I'm going to clear my inventory, quickly go into the test world, see how we do this, and then we'll meet back here. And we are back. Now I have done some testing, and in the meantime I have actually made a beacon, so now we have regeneration and speed too, so we just are a bit quicker on the premises. What I found out is pillagers do drop money even if they aren't killed by players, and I'm still on the works with how I'm gonna make the design for the zombie spawner on spawn, but I'm gonna work on that a bit later because it's currently about 2 AM, so yeah. What I have done is, I've had this letter here on the side for a while because I've been using the wool farm for quite a bit after changing the colours, and I have now put in some chests here with the different coins, being filtered on the back there. No, they don't actually drop gold coins, but I don't care, having the full set just because. And what I'm about to do is, as you can see, we have a 3x3 hole here, and I'm going to go 64 blocks up, build a little spawn plate, and then hope that's close enough so they just drop down and give me their loot here. So, as said, I don't know if 64 might be too big, but I mean, we can always move it down in any case, so yeah. Though I think I will actually, you know, I'll only go 32 just to make sure. So let's just quickly head up, build a platform, and then hope it works. So see you then. So I have done some modification, and we should now have everything ready and good to go. So we now have the chests down here, and I've actually left this one for gold, no clue why there's bronze in there. But as you can see, there's gold in here because, as it turns out, I was mistaken, and apparently they can drop gold, just very rarely, which makes sense. I've added this chest, which is just the chest for everything else, because I actually forgot the banners, because of course the leaders can spawn, and for the heads, because I need to move that. So this chest just has no filter, so anything else that gets dropped in here goes down to this chest. And as you can see, I've added the guardrails, so just every second block glass block, inspired by how you do it with an Enderman farm. Every third block, these mobs of course have a hitbox of 2 blocks, so every second block. And yeah, works very nicely. This is like a new feature through Spelunky. It's a rope ladder, so it's not attached to anything. Really cool, so it's like a free floating ladder, and this is the AFK platform. As you can see, currently nothing is spawning because you need to be on this block for everything to load. This farm does work, of course, but yeah, we've now everything implemented, and the money can now get filtered to down here. Anything separate can filter there, gets filtered to there, so really cool. So we now have that, so we now have infinite money, if we just AFK long enough. And of course, if we find more spawners, we could add them on top to spawn in more, which would be quite nice. So definitely going to continue working on that. And of course, my new priority will now be the one at the spawn, so we can actually get a new shop running. So let's also do that. But yeah, really, really cool. Alright, so we are back, and I have finally come up with a design. We now have an XP farm at spawn, of course built by me. I would have teleported over, but I've shifted all of my shops around a bit to accommodate my space a bit better, and I forgot to claim my waypoints, so I just brought all of my stuff back, and I thought, you know what, let's just do like a cinematic walk over. When it gets night, the lights will turn on, and I hope it'll actually happen whilst we walk over, but I don't think it will, except if we wait. Hard to judge. I'll just stop walking over. So that's why I threw on those shaders, just to have like a bit more cinematic view over here. Nice lights turn on, really lovely. And you can already see it there in the distance, because I've decided to go big, because if there's one thing I can do, it's go big. And yeah, let's just walk over now. This area actually is not well lit up, so I hope nothing will spawn, but we will see. I made sure my area is lit up, and the main spawn area has been lit up, but don't really want to risk it, you know, so let's just start from here. So I've tested everything and it did work, but considering how the server is, it does sometimes not really like what I'm doing, so I hope it actually stays that way. But yeah, look at it, this looks lovely, turned out really great. So this is the XP shop, really cool. Put some lights in front of that so it actually is visible at night, and so nothing spawns on there, with these little bubbles and a witch tower with the cauldron, of course. Now let's see, can I somehow show? I mean, there's nothing too interesting about it, but you can see it's like a bit green slush, basically just lime wool with lime glass over it. Now I've decided to do it this way because, of course, if you don't know how mob spawners work or how we build farms with them, you basically have a room at the bottom where the mobs spawn in, and then they need to get transferred all the way up, which we do with this little tunnel here. This is actually filled with water, and I've tried to hide it a bit, and I hope these glass panes, like the areas, aren't gonna be a problem. Otherwise I will need to make this a full tube, which would suck, but we will have to see. And it will go all the way up, goes over into the tower, and the tower actually is a dropper where they get dropped all the way to the bottom into the cauldron, where they will be at 2 HP, so they can be, well, 2 hit because I couldn't make 1 hit work, so that's why that's there. And that's why I decided to build it this way, and turn out really lovely. So I've actually made this toggleable, so we have a little pressure plate here at the entrance, and if we walk over, we will see at the side the trapdoor is open, and down here is the spawn, and we can already see the first zombies spawning in, and they should travel up here. Let's see if there's the first one. And it will travel all the way up around, no idea where there's no light, need to fix that. Then they will drop here. There we are. Now, did I place those in? I believe I did. There should be some of these siphons on the side which will actually catch the XP, so if we kill them, you can see how the XP gets pulled to the side. Now it's a bit buggy, so we actually need to step away, as you can hear, so it actually gets stored down here in our safe. All of these blocks are the carved nephrite, which stores XP, and because it's kind of like simulating a fluid, it's currently trying to figure out where to put the XP. That's why these are blinking, so the more we fill these up, the less of that will happen. And up here actually is no clue why that's really blinking around. Up here is where you can drain the XP, and you will of course get some XP when killing mobs here. Excuse me. Now there is a function for nephrite. We have like a pump-like block. So what is actually happening is the XP is taken from the lowest block here, shoved to the side. Behind there's no more save, so then there's going to be a funnel which leads it all the way to the top over to here. And now you can see the blinking stop because it's filled to a point where it does not need to shift around anymore. And then you can drain it here, or of course just grab the XP that you get from killing the mobs here, because some XP actually gets pulled over to you, though the funnels are definitely being prioritized, which is quite nice because that's the intention. And of course, if you feel generous, you can also donate here. Just step on these guys. If you shift, they drain you faster, and this will also get drained down into the safe. As you can see, the more XP we have, the more lights start blinking, and at some point, if we just... come on. Oh, you sneaky bugger, I can't hit you. There we go. And at some point, let me just give it some XP from my account. They just drain down. Now I don't know how I want to use this like as a shop, so either I could say per like 10 levels you pay me a set amount, or we say that you pay just for like an entrance, so it's like a monthly fee you basically pay. And as you can see, we now have put in enough XP so it stops blinking. Now I'm not expecting that these will ever be filled, which is actually quite good because of course you want them to be loading and loading, so it's actually quite intentional that that will never be full. But I mean, if it is, it's also nice, so we'll just see. And if someone now were to leave, let me just quickly simulate that. I'll just step on here and move away. The trapdoors will close. Now I could kill them, but they are just behind here waiting to be despawned. By the way, there are hoppers under here. Oops, as you can see, hopper. See if I can... there we go. And down here in the spawner room, lights actually turn on, so the spawner is not constantly running, just to save some power off the server, so it's not as resource intensive. Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, really, really lovely. I like how this turned out. This one is turned. I'm gonna leave that and see how long it takes someone to notice, or at some point I'll just move it because I really hate those things, but oh well. And yeah, as you can see, I've shifted my shops around, so the Munchies is now over here, so we now have the shops right here, and I have been filling these up, so stocking took quite a bit, but we now have all that. And I've also shifted the mobile map farm around just a bit so it works more with where the pathing is. Now, one thing I do quickly want to mention is this spawn was revamped by Mystery Zap, and I have to say I really like how it turned out. Now, where my shops were placed before, I personally felt like this was a bit cramped, but now that I've moved them, this really fit together well, and I really love how all of this turned out. So yeah, this is the XP shop, and here you go, once without shaders. Still looks really cool. Added some bubbles to give it like a little pop, and yeah, really cool. Grass on the way, but yeah, really lovely. Like how it turned out. Alright, so I've decided to end this video right now for a simple reason. We've just updated the server. I will link the GNN video to this update somewhere here, and yeah, we'll explain everything closer there, but there's a little hint. If you just look on my back, you may notice something that has changed. Just a little sneak peek. Because we've updated the server, there are a few new mods, and I've decided to just start the video with the new mods to explain what's going on. But yeah, that is why I'm gonna end this here right now. I'll just have to say, see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.